Hi guys, so I wanted to talk to you today about my Mirena experience. And for those of you who don't know, the Mirena is a form of birth control. It is an IUD, which stands for intrauterine contraceptive device. And what it is it's this little piece. Mine's made out of plastic. There's also the Paragard, which is made out of copper. But it's about this big, and they put it in your uterus, and it stays there for up to 5 years and prevents pregnancy. I chose to switch to the Mirena because I had been on the birth control pill for 5 years, and I was starting to feel like it was unhealthy for me to be putting that many hormones in my body every single day for 5 years. And I was also starting to forget to take it. I was terrible taking it every day, and so every month I would just get really nervous. It was just not the best situation. And what really turned me on to the Mirena was that you don't have your periods. It stays in there for 5 years. It's the number, I think it's the most effective form of birth control besides sterilization or when you just don't have sex. Can't remember what that's called for a second. Sorry. Anyways, so I'm going to tell you about my experience with it. So it's October now. Last July, I called Planned Parenthood. First mistake: go to a legit gynecologist or your family doctor. Don't go to Planned Parenthood. They did not do a very good job with me. So I went to Planned Parenthood back in July, and I went there and I had my first appointment. Oh, also, by the way, if you're a guy or you don't want to hear details, don't watch this video. Okay. So I go there and I had my first appointment where they just kind of talked to me about the different options of birth control and just kind of explained to me what to expect with the Mirena. And then I made my second appointment about a week later, and I go in there, and first off, they didn't give me, I took 1,000 milligrams of ibuprofen before, but they didn't give me any Vicodin, which my sister got Vicodin, so I really, really wish I had gotten like some real painkillers. So I went in there, took my pants off, laid down, had my legs open, whatever, and she pulls out this thick thing that's like, I kid you not, about this long, and the Mirena's at the very end of it, and she just starts like, first, like, she goes in there and she starts cleaning it, and it feels like a pap smear, but it's uncomfortable, and that takes about like 3 to 5 minutes, and then they start making you, she said it like they're kind of like contractions, but it had to make it so your cervix would open so they could get into your uterus to put the Mirena in your uterus. And it was so painful. I just like started having the worst cramps I'd ever had in my entire life, and I was bawling my eyes out. I was crying. I remember I was crying so loud that the nurses down the hall had thought like the procedure had gone wrong. They came running in the room to ask if everything was okay. And I was just sitting there crying, and I was having these cramps for probably like 5-10 minutes. They were a long time. And then she was like slowly putting the Mirena in as all this was happening, and like finally it was done, it was in, and then she took the wand out and it instantly felt better. So for the rest of the day, most people had a lot of bleeding and cramps the day of and the day after the surgery or the procedure. I didn't really have any cramps or hardly any bleeding at all. I mean, I definitely had an awareness, like definitely wouldn't want to go work out or go running or anything right after, but I felt okay. And then things started to go wrong. Most people, they stop getting their period on the Mirena. For me, all of a sudden I had this, like probably like 3 weeks after I got it put in, I just had this terrible period. I was having really bad cramps, and I was heavily bleeding, like heavier than my regular period was before I had the Mirena put in. A week went by, nothing got better. 2 weeks went by, nothing got better. And finally, on my 3rd week of my period, I was like, is there something wrong? Like, did the Mirena pierce something? I was freaking out. Like, who wants to be on their period for, I think I was at 22 days. So I called a real gynecologist and got in with her, and she did an ultrasound, and she stuck a wand up there and looked at everything, and she said the Mirena was in the right place. And she said that it was kind of like an odd thing that she'd really only seen this happen with me, which since my body's getting used to the Mirena, it had the opposite reaction than the average person. The average person, they stop their period, especially while their body's getting used to it. Mine was just making me have this really, really long, heavy period. She told me to just wait it out, and if I still had it in a week or two, to give her a call again and maybe take the Mirena out or something. But like 2 days after my ultrasound, I stopped bleeding. So that was good. And then I didn't have any bleeding or spotting for like a month or two. And then I started spotting just a little bit every day for like a month again. And I just stopped spotting again. So hopefully I don't start spotting anytime soon. But yeah, getting the Mirena has definitely been a process. My body didn't take it as well as most people. I know a lot of people who had to put it in, they said they didn't even feel it, that it didn't hurt at all. For me, it was really painful. One of the most painful things I've ever gone through. Getting it put in, and then just with all the periods and the spotting after, it's been hard. But there's also been good things about it. I really, really love, I'd never get cramps anymore, ever. And I used to have really bad period cramps, so that's good. I've also lost about 10 pounds since being on it. Granted, I have been working out more and my eating habits have changed, but I do feel a lot healthier without the hormones going in my body. I know the Mirena has a little tiny bit of hormones in it, but I think only like 1/100th of the amount in the pills, or some ridiculously less amount of hormones. And I've definitely been feeling a lot healthier about that. I also really like not having to take a pill every day. That was a pain in the ass. I love that I don't ever have any pregnancy scares. I used to feel like always anxious that something bad might happen or something bad might go wrong, because I've heard of people getting pregnant on the pill before, and that always really freaked me out. And I don't have any worries at all. It's nice to know that I'm covered until I'm 24 years old now. If I want to go get it removed before then, which I don't think I will, but then I can do that. I don't have any period symptoms anymore. I don't get acne. I don't get bloated. Sometimes I crave food, but I don't think that has to do with my cycle at all. I think I'm just like food. So overall, I would recommend the Mirena, but I would definitely educate yourself about it first. My gynecologist actually said that there's something called the miniature Mirena, which lasts about 2.5 years, and it's like this big. It's really, really small. And she said it's meant for people that haven't had kids yet. Because most of the time the Mirena is recommended for people who've already had children. I haven't had any children. I've never been pregnant. So she told me I should have gotten the miniature Mirena, but Planned Parenthood didn't even tell me that existed. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm covered now. It's in. I'm not going to get it removed. But, yeah, that was my Mirena experience. It wasn't as smooth sailing as I expected, but I'm definitely happy that I chose that route for me. Alright, thank you for listening.